This is your girl Renee, and I'm just coming to you today to just have a little chit chat with you about things that I have learned in my garden this year. But first, remember those mustard greens I made? Well, look, I have a little bit of my sweet potatoes that I have grew for my garden, and these are the mustard greens. Remember, I said I'd come back and I would show you. Oh, and my mustard greens has some bacon and some ham in there. They came out so good. Remember, I said I was going to come back and let you guys see me enjoy these? Well, let me see. Let me get some of these greens and some of this ham and bacon. Mmm. Y'all just don't know. If you are not growing your own mustard greens in your own garden, you ain't had greens until you have grown them with your own hands from your own garden. And don't forget, let's try some of these sweet potatoes that I grew in my garden. Mm, 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 mm. These yams taste so much better because I put the work. You hear me? I put the work in these sweet potatoes. These things are yummy. Make you want to slap somebody. Maybe not your mama, but you gonna slap somebody if you eat these sweet potatoes and these collard greens. All right now? All right, enough about me eating. My whole purpose for coming to you today was to, let me take a sip. Was to come and let's just sit down. Let's just talk garden. Okay, these are some of the things. Oh, and I'm sitting at my formal dining room table, and you can see my Christmas tree is in the back. Sorry for the lighting back there, but I'm in the Christmas holiday mood. So let me get comfortable and just friends just talking about garden stuff. Let me bring my camera down a little. All right, make it a more homey environment. All right, these are the things that I have learned in my garden. And I got my little handy dandy notebook that I'll be talking about as well. So every gardener should have something to refer to jot down their thoughts, what they want to do this year in their garden, or just to keep them on track. This is my don't spend a lot of money book. These are the things you need to get done this year, Renee. Don't deviate from this book. This is like my gospel right here. So let's see what the gospel tells us to do today. All right, so the very first thing that I said that the things I've learned in my garden season this year is that I'm going to grow double of what works for me. What I mean by that is like my mustard greens. These mustard greens right here, I know that was an epic triumph for me in my garden. So I'm going to buy double of those plants, double of those seed packages, because I know this will grow in my garden. It is 100% foolproof. Next thing that I will grow in my garden double will be cabbage. Cabbage does fabulous for me in my garden. So I will be doubling up on my cabbage. And the third thing in fall, now we're talking about things I'm be doubling up in the fall, is going to be my broccoli. Broccoli did exceptionally well. It's still growing out there in my garden. It's getting bigger, but since we're in fall, we don't get as much sunlight as we do in the spring because it's fall. It's going towards winter time. So our sun hours are going to be limited. But you know what? I'm still able to grow mustard greens, cabbage, and broccoli. So in the fall, those are going to be my three main things that I'm going to be planting. I'm not sure. I love my sugar snap peas, but I'm not sure about my sugar snap peas because I haven't received a flower from them. When I grew them in the spring, I had flowers all over that plant and I had peas popping. I couldn't keep up with them. But I've noticed that in the fall, my plants grow a little slower and they don't produce as much. I haven't received a flower yet, so you know you need a flower before you get that little sugar snap that pea, but I haven't got that yet. Number two, I'm only gonna grow what I eat because I don't know about you guys, but when I go into the nursery and I see flowers, I see vegetable plants, it's like I get hypnotized. The color seems to, just transform me. It just seems to like take over my mind that speaks to me and says, "You're going to buy all these plants in this nursery, Renee, all these vegetables. Get a basket, fill it up. You know you want to." See, I can't get distracted by that. So I'm only gonna grow what I have in my little book and not get hypnotized by our local nurseries because I think they do that on purpose because they know we're all eager. We got money in our pockets and they want to say, "Oh, this is a regular," meaning me, because when you go into those nurseries and they know you by name, that means you have been coming to that nursery way too often. But that has its advantages as well. So only buy what you know that you're going to eat, nothing else. Now, I see so many interesting vegetables that I want them all. So I need to say, because you know me, I've always said, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to plant it. It's going to be an experiment just to see, like that watermelon radish. I saw those seeds. I wanted to try them. So I took all that time and energy to plant the seeds, to nurture them, to make them grow. And then when they grew, I tasted them and I was like, ugh, that is not something that I will ever plant in my garden again. And I like radishes. But them watermelon radishes, because I am not a spice girl, those watermelon radishes was just a little too spicy for your girl. So that is nope, no more experimenting. Buy what you are going to eat and know that you have the ability to grow. Because, in these times, we got to stick with what we know, right? Stick with what we know. Okay, let's see. Number three, write a list of the things you need when you go to the nursery. So only buy what's on that list. So this is how I do it. The night before I know I'm going shopping, I take my little book and I log down or write down in my book exactly what I need. I usually walk through my garden like the day before and say, "Oh, I need maybe two more cabbage plants. Oh, or I need another blanket flower to complement this plant." Or to buy, because I think this year I'm going to buy, they always say buy sets of flowers and threes or whatever, but I'm going to buy how many plants that I need to complete that design. So if I have two blanket flowers and I need one more, then I'm going to write on my list, "Hey, Renee, you need one more blanket flower." And I'm going to write blanket flower on my paper and I'm going to put a quantity of one. That's how I stay on track. Even though they got a big old sale on blanket flowers, what you going to do? You're going to stick to the game plan. Stick to the book. Stick to the gospel. We only want what's in our gospel. And the gospel said how many blanket flowers? One. So that's all that we are going to be purchasing. Good job. So, number four. I have to love, all gardening centers has a clearance rack. A love me rack is what I call the ones at my blue box store. It is where they put all their marked down plants. I go there and check out those plants before I go and pay full price for anything. And what I try not to do is buy any plant that is full price. If it's not on sale, I'm not putting it in my basket. I don't care how beautiful it is. I don't care if it's talking to me saying, "You want me, Renee. You know you need me, Renee. Come on, Renee, put me in the basket. You know I'd go great in your garden next to those Shasta daisies. Look at my color. I'm a perennial because your girl only buys majority perennial plants. I don't care what that plant is speaking. If it ain't in the gospel, it's not going in my basket. And if it's not on sale at a good price, forget it. But if it's on that Love Me rack, I will hit that rack first because a lot of people sleep on that Love Me rack. That Love Me rack has plants that are just as good as the full price ones. It's just that they may be a little brown on the edges. They may be a little dry. Their flowers may be all brown. They may have, well, don't get the plants that has bugs on them. Make sure you look in the plant behind the leaves. Take the plant out of that pot because you know bugs live in the dirt, not always on the leaves. And I always take the plant out of the pot, break up the bottom. I look at the root ball to make sure how root bound it is. And I also break it up to see if there's any kind of critters living in that dirt. Because even though that plant says it's $1 or $2, you do not need to bring those creatures into your healthy garden because those creatures will do some serious damage to your garden. And we don't want that. No, we don't. Because then what will happen? We'll spend more money trying to buy things to get rid of that creature when our garden was already healthy. We already had it going on. It was looking beautiful. It was producing. And then we brought a stowaway bug creature to our beautiful garden, and he's wreaking havoc all through our garden. So look go for any kind of creatures on leaves, in the dirt. Pull it out. They won't say anything if you pull a plant out of their little container. It's on the Love Me rack. That plant is halfway gone anyway. You just there to revive it, to save it, take it home, and give it a little love, and then you would be surprised that with a little bit of love to those clearance Love Me rack plants, they will perform better than the fresh plants that are out there on their racks. Hmm? Just a little inside tip. All right, number 5. See, I'm going by my gospel. Number 5, always ask what discounts you can get. Most of those box stores will give you like a military discount if you're 55 or over, or if you if you and if you see a plant that's in a little distress, meaning it looks dead, it doesn't look like it's been cared for, the the limbs are broke, like if you buy like a tree or a rose or something where it looks diseased, don't get that plant. Pass that one on by. But you can always ask the sales associate if they could give you a discount on this distressed plant. Sometimes they'll give you like a 10% um, off that plant. So don't be afraid to ask for a discount if you see a plant that is not looking so hot, even though it's on the clearance rack. Even if that plant is a sale plant, you can still ask what they gonna do. All they can say is yes, we can give you that discount, or no, we can't give you a discount. Did it hurt you to ask? Nope. So just ask. And you know what? Sometimes you will be pleasantly surprised when you get that little extra discount. And what? The name of the game is we're trying to save as much money as possible. All right, number 6. Get to know your garden associates. I have been in some of these box stores for many, many moons and many, many years, and they know me, I know them, and some of them associates got inside discounts or inside scoops that they don't tell, normal customers. But if you get to know them and you're nice to them, you'd be surprised what information they will bestow upon you, the great one. Because they see me and they say, "Oh, Renee, you're back. What you looking for today?" And I say, "Well, I'm just looking for some Shasta daisy, blanket flowers, mason sedums." They said, "Oh, well, we're just about to go mark down these plants. Do you want to come and check them out? I said, sure. Heck no. You know if I'm ever going to say no? Because when he says mark them down, that gets my little mind going, cha-ching, saving money, getting me some good quality plants that I didn't even think of. But if it's on my list, that's just a bonus. Win-win all around. All right. Now, number 7. If you have a big area like I do, I always try to concentrate on just one section of a time. Because you know my yard is huge. So I need to chunk one section at a time. Just concentrate on that one section. Get my list. Say I'm going to need these many plants for this section. Even though I see all this other distraction of my other areas of my hill, I can't worry about that this spring. I can water it, I can weed it, when I have time, but my main focus is on this one section in my yard. Because if you chunk your yard in little sections, you'll be surprised you can get it done quickly, you can get it done the way you want it, you have designed it, and it'll be cost effective. You won't spend a lot of money. So try it. Look at your yard and say, hey, I really need to work on this spot versus this spot. So I'm like, okay, I know my color palette. I know my flowers I need. So I got to just focus. Don't get distracted. Stay focused. So chunk your yards in little pieces. Like this spring, I already know what section I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on my memorial garden. I've already ordered my flags for, because both my parents have passed on to heaven. And so I've making a little memorial section dedicated to them. So I have my little spring flags that represent a nice memory of my parents, that whenever I go in my memorial garden, I know that section is catered for them, and it'll bring me peace, and it will just make me happy walking through my garden. So that's number 7. And no, and don't be trying to plant the whole yard. Nope, that's not our job, or our design is we are going to chunk only one little section of my yard. All right, now this number 8. Make a design of your area you want it to look like. Like mine, like in wintertime is the best time to do that, because we can't go outside because it's cold. It's wintertime. We're not going to be going outside. So get you a nice piece of paper, get a pencil, and start making a design of your yard. Like that one section I'm going to do, the memorial garden, I already know where it's going to go. I already know what colors I want. I even know, hopefully I've estimated how many plants are going to go in my memorial garden. So I'm working on my designs. My memorial garden, then my angel garden, and then each one of my gardens has names. So I know each spring I'm going to be working on another section of my garden. So while you have the time in the wintertime, design your garden. All right. Now, number 9 is have a weeding schedule to work on each week. Now, I have designed weeding schedule. I forgot to get it, but I want you guys to know, like on Monday, I will be weeding, only on Monday, I will be weeding my memorial garden. Tuesdays, I will be weeding my angel garden. Wednesday, I'll be weeding like my Zen garden. Thursday, I'm going to be doing my hydrangea area, and so on and so on. And only on Mondays, when Monday roll around, I'm going to be at the memorial garden weeding, trimming, fertilizing, watering. Am I going to be over there at my angel garden on the same on Monday? Am I going to be working with my angel garden? Nope. Where am I going to be? Right there, memorial garden, every Monday. And if I finish working and getting all my stuff in my memorial garden done, then I know Tuesday I'm going to be in my angel garden. So I can start working a little bit if I have time. Only if I have time on my Monday chores, I can go over to my Tuesday, which is my angel garden. So that will help because I don't know, because for years I have been trying to weed all my whole hill all in one day. That's exhausting. I don't know about you, but I'm not no spring chicken no more, and I cannot do that whole hill all in one day. When I was younger, I could rock that hill. Don't get it twisted. Renee could do some damage on that hill, but as you get older and things get, you don't move around as quickly as you used to, I have decided that I'm only going to chunk my hill again. So, weeding. Make you a schedule of weeding for your garden. All right, number 10, get your seeds early and start your plants early. That's my biggest downfall is that I go and I buy all these seeds, but I don't. Sometimes I can get them planted on time. Sometimes I'm behind the curveball. So this year, I'm going to have a schedule. When do I need to start planting my red mustard greens, my carrots, my sweet potatoes, my regular potatoes, anything that I grow in my garden, I'm going to have a schedule because I'm all about scheduling. I need a schedule to keep me organized and keep me on track. You guys may not need that, but that's what works for me. You need to find a way to keep you on track in order to get these jobs accomplished. So that's what my thing is. So my sweet potatoes, that's my number one thing. It takes me forever to get the slips on the sweet potatoes because you put a sweet potato with the toothpicks in the water and you let them get the roots and then they start all these vines and then you get the slips and then you got to cut them off. You got to put them in a separate cup with some water and get the roots and then you could plant them outside. I need to get my sweet potatoes started sooner so they'll be ready when it's time to plant those sweet potatoes. That's my mission this year. Your girl gonna be getting her sweet potatoes right. Wish me luck. I'm gonna get it done because I've got it in my book. I know, and I'm ready to rock and roll this spring. And we're gonna see. I'll keep you posted on how my things are going. And number 11, have a journal, a notebook to keep you on track. I've been talking about your little gospel. This is our notebook. This is what's going to keep you on track and save you some money, okay? Everybody needs to go get a notebook. All right. And plant what you like and remember, write it down. If you can't write it down, then you're not going to remember what you need to do, okay? All right. Now, 12, most important lesson I've learned, you will have failures and you will have triumph. Trust and believe, I've had a whole lot of failures this year, but my triumphs makes me feel better about my failures because I have always learned that failures are just mistakes that you're going to learn from. It's teaching you. Well, next year, don't put so much fertilizer. Well, you have to check for bugs. Throughout the spring, you can't just think, oh, it looks so pretty, and then a couple of days go by and you wonder, why do these leaves have all these holes in them? You got to keep up on your plants and stuff. So don't let the failures defeat you, because they're like gardening lessons. It's just something that's going to teach you what not to do next year. All right, it says, and my last and final thing is to celebrate your triumphs. I'll tell you one example of a triumph is my collard greens I grew. I've had them for dinner, as you can see, and I know that I have enjoyed these collard greens when I was cutting them, when I should say, when I pulled them out of my garden, when I washed them, when I chopped them up, when I put them in the pot, all those steps, I had such a feeling of accomplishment that I did this. I know I can do it because I proved to myself that I grew these by myself. With the support of you guys encouraging me, seeing you guys' videos, going out there and tackling, maybe it's not collard greens, maybe it's tomatoes, maybe it's some other vegetable that grew well for you. And just to see how happy you guys were motivated me to stay on track. Say, Renee, you can do this. So I'm saying to you guys, you can do this too. We got this. We're a family. We're going to lean on each other if we have questions, if we have concerns, if we make mistakes. Don't say, oh, I'm going to throw in the towel. Reach out. Reach out to me. Reach out to our other family members that are in our family here. We're all here in this gardening game together. So we can do this, you guys. All right. So I'm going to make this a 3-part series. Tomorrow, I will try to come back and I will show you. I'm old school. I don't know about all this modern technology, how to insert pictures into my videos. I'm still learning. See? I'm still learning. I'm still revolving. So I had pictures on my phone that I had developed, and I've got the old school pictures, you know, that we used to take back in the day. And I'm going to show you pictures of my vegetables that I loved and that grew well for me. And I'm going to show you how I put them in a photo album to show you how I keep organized by doing it that way. It's just another way that keeps me on track. And you may like it. You may say, hey, Renee, that's a great idea. Thanks for sharing. Or I like that, but I'm going to bring it up into the 20th century, 2021. Go ahead, do your thing. I'm just giving you another example of what works for me. All right, guys, I know this was a long video, but I felt encouraged to come and share this video with you guys. So I'll let you guys know we all in this gardening game together. So let's get on out there. What are we going to buy? Notebook. What are we going to do? We're going to start using this notebook, writing down what we need to buy in the stores. We're not going to get into this hypnotic trance when we go into these nursery stores. And we are going to stay on task. I believe in you. I know you can do it. It's worked for me. And I know if I get in that hypnotic state, I'm going to be coming to you guys to pull me out. Slap me in the head or something. Say, Renee, wake up from that. Girl, you know that's not what you came in this box store for. Where your book at? So I'm saying, we got this. Have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And I'll see you in the next video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, go ahead and give Renee's Garden a 2 thumbs up, a 1 thumbs up, or whatever thumbs that you think I deserve. I'm hoping it's a good thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, you guys, so you know when my other videos are coming your way. And don't forget, get on out there. Grow some of these. These sweet potatoes. Oh, so good. I know I'm not supposed to be talking with a mouthful, but it just tastes so good. And to be able to share this with you guys. All right, guys, take care. Let me get up out of here so the video won't be too long. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, you guys.